Today we're going to be talking about how to use CBX Buyer Locator and Homespotter in our marketing strategy. So we're going to talk a lot about both platforms, about CBX Buyer Locator and Homespotter. More particularly, I guess, about CBX Buyer Locator and how we can use it. We're going to go over, what they both do, of course, but mostly how we can, use both of these tools for our marketing strategy for this new year. So getting into it, what is CBX Buyer Locator? CBX Buyer Locator is a tile on my CB desk, and it looks just like this in the top right-hand corner. And what CBX Buyer Locator is it's an engine that is created and owned by Coldwell Banker. And what this engine does is it uses U.S. Census data and other third-party platforms to gather you feedback of whatever address, zip code, town that you put in. So when you go into CBX Buyer Locator, it's going to first appear like this search bar. And once you put in that search bar, you'll enter in, a zip code, an address, a town, whatever it may be. Based upon what you put in, it's going to give you what it calls a location profile for that address. And that's what it uses, that census data and other platforms, to give and feed that location profile. So you're going to see four categories in this location profile. The first being neighborhood, which is just going to give you kind of general zip code average information like median age of residence. The next set profile is people, where it's just going to give you kind of financial averages, like average disposable income, home improvement, and so forth. It's going to give you a homes profile, which is going to show you the average cost of homes and associated within that town. And then the fourth thing it's going to give you is a top buyer matches map. So this is what I'm really interested in today. This top buyer matches map, when you scroll down, is going to look just like this. It's going to show you a map, and then it's going to point on that map whatever town you did. So I just did, where I live, Cranbury, New Jersey, for this example. And then based upon that location, it's going to mark other locations on this map, showing where the best potential buyers or where buyers are coming from into Cranbury, New Jersey. So in this example, when I put in Cranbury, number one match here is now Metuchen, New Jersey. So it's seeing a lot of influx or potential influx from buyers of Metuchen going into Cranbury. And then once we scroll below that map, you'll actually see the breakdown of why this may be. And it will list the towns like Metuchen, and it will go down through Lumberton, Fords, Edison, and so forth. So what this does, or what this platform really does, is that it's target marketing. Why is target marketing so important? Is because target marketing identifies an audience likely to buy services or products and promotes those services products or to that audience. So if you've taken my classes before or talked to me, I always say, in marketing or anything that we're trying to do for our business, we should really try to identify the who, the what, and the how. Well, CBX Buyer Locator does a lot of the who for us. So we want to always try to identify that age range, demographic, area, person that we're trying to reach with whatever it is we're doing. And then we can go into, okay, what are we trying to get them to do? And then how do we get them to do it? With CBX Buyer Locator, this gives us great insight into who maybe we should be paying attention to. So if we kind of understand where the buyers are coming from, we kind of know our target audience now. Or even just knowing, let's say that I do a lot of business in Cranbury, and then just getting an idea of numbers and kind of family averages or whatever they may be, who live in the area. And then I can be on the lookout or kind of market to those particular people. That's the kind of idea of what we're trying to use this tool for. Along with that, remember that I said that this is a Coldwell Banker owned and created platform. This is something, let me just scroll back. This location profile, and especially this map, is something that you can print back or print out and bring to your next listing presentation. Because this is a Coldwell Banker owned and created platform, a Coldwell Banker agent only has access to this. So this could be something that you bring along with you, just explaining what the platform is, what it does, and how you could use this to find the best buyer for your potential client. So the next platform we're going to talk about is Homespotter. Homespotter powered by Boost is another tile on my CB desk. And what this tile is part of our third-party vendor, Homespotter. And what Boost does is it creates real estate digital advertising campaigns on Facebook, Instagram, and just generally across the web. It uses smart algorithms and different data points to specifically target people of interest. What I mean by that and how I best explain it is if we've ever been online and we've been shopping for a pair of shoes or something, and we've gone to a website and we've clicked on a pair of shoes and we're looked at those pairs of shoes, but we don't buy them. And then we close that browser down and then we open up a new browser and we go to, our Facebook page. Or if we could just go to a regular other website that we visit, like this happened to me recently where I go to my news.com website that I always visit. There were the pair of shoes that I was looking at right in the middle of a column. So this is exactly what HomeSpotter does, but specifically for our real estate ads. So when you go into HomeSpotter and you create an ad with them, it then will take that ad and then put it in front of people that it knows are looking to, buy or sell real estate. So what this is direct marketing. Direct marketing is a method that involves presenting information about your company, product, or service to your target customer. Why this is so effective is because unlike mass advertisement, direct marketing is presented only to people who have an interest or need based on the information gathered about them. So an example of mass advertisement would be us sending out postcards to a zip code. Now, in mass advertisements, in that example, we're bound to hit people that are interested in, buying or selling their home. However, we're also bound to hit people in that zip code that just aren't interested at all. Where direct marketing gets different and is oftentimes more effective is just because now we're paying attention to people, interests and what they're doing. And now we're just putting our sole effort and budget, most importantly, towards those people. So when we're paying attention, in this example of HomeSpotter or using HomeSpotter, it's paying attention to, maybe they've gone and visited Zillow, maybe they're Googling properties in the area and so forth. Now our advertisement is just solely going to appear to that person. So what this does is a couple things. One, it saves us time and money. It's cost effective because that budget, of course, we have to spend money for this advertisement. This money that we're now spending is going directly in front of people that we know are interested in our product. So two, that leads us to a higher return on our investment because that money that we're putting out, we're going to see a lot more returns on it. We're going to see a lot more leads generated and sales, hopefully, generated from that. And then third, this is all measurable. In HomeSpotter, I believe in the next slide, yeah, you can see that we can see how our campaign is performing, how many people are actually engaging with it, viewing it, and even sending us their contact information like emails. So let's say like once you go into HomeSpotter, this is generally what your screen may look like. You're going to go to your home screen. It's connected to your MLS. So any properties that you have, current listings, even past listings, sales will be on that dashboard. So let's say that I wanted to go in and create an advertisement for this property that I have here. Once I'm creating the ad and I'm going through, you could of course go through the templates, upload your photos, upload a description, upload a URL for people to land on once they see your ad. One spot in particular when we're editing our ad is under choose our target area. So here in our actual ad on HomeSpotter, we can designate when or where I should say our ad is actually going to be run in. So we can choose basically a radius around a zip code or area that we want our ad to solely go into. This is where we're going to combine CBX Buyer Locator along with HomeSpotter. Just because we're going to use that same example as before, but we're going to use that information. So let's say that we're using HomeSpotter, we're creating an ad for a listing or an open house, whatever we may be doing, creating an ad for. I'm going to go into CBX Buyer Locator beforehand just to get an understanding of where my buyers are coming from. So let's just say that listing's in Cranberry. I'm going to input Cranberry's address, and then I'm going to find out where buyers or potential buyers are coming from. So then I might go and take the first hit as Metuchen and then go into my Homespotter ad and put that as my target area. Just because I'm then taking my ad a step further and setting it up even better for my ad, because now I have a smart ad that's paying attention to people's interests, but along with that, I'm putting it in an area or location that I know buyers are coming from. So just kind of reviewing all of those points that we just talked about, using CBX Buyer Locator helps you look more professional and exclusive to your clients. That's just the point. Remember that CBX Buyer Locator is Coldwell Banker built and owned. So we can bring this on our next listing presentation and present it to a client. Using HomeSpotter cuts through the weeds and targets your business in front of potential clients. This is the point. Remember the example of the shoes, where we're using HomeSpotter's intelligence, or we're using the interest and data points of people to target people just solely based upon their traffic. If they're looking for homes, they're going to Zillow or whatever it may be. We're just going to target and use our budget solely towards them. So by combining the two platforms, we're able to have a better return on our investment and to be able to gain more leads, because now we're putting our ad in the right location that we know buyers are coming from. And we're also putting our budget in the right location because we're targeting people based upon their interests. So where else can we use CBX Buyer Locator or use HomeSpotter in this case? Well, we can constantly use this in advertising anywhere else. Meaning that if you've taken my classes before, and we've talked about even, my Facebook workshop, advertising on Facebook, we can take that and use CBX Buy Locator in that sense. We can advertise on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, YouTube, wherever. It's always a smart idea to understand, where you might want to target, because on Google, Facebook, really any of these platforms, we can designate a specific location that we want to run this ad in. Do your homework. You don't, maybe reference CBX Buyer Locator, but then go online, see other information, see other, sites, what they're saying. Even use your own knowledge. If you've been working in the same market for 30 years and you've been seeing a lot of activity now this year coming from, I don't know, Pennsylvania, figure out where those people are coming from and then target that specific location. We want to put our ads in the best possible way, and that's one way to do it. We can also use this in print marketing. Constantly, basically every real estate agent I know is creating brochures, postcards, flyers, whatever it may be, and then mailing them out. Rather than just picking a random zip code this week, use CBX Buyer Locator and find out where those buyers are coming from, or the potential buyers, or do your homework again, figure out and get a sense. So when you go into Express Docs, and you're going to mail these out, you can have a higher return on your investment because we're putting it in a position to be successful in. And then lastly, using this in listing concierge. So when we place our listing concierge orders, whenever we're creating our products, if you're not sending it around a radius of that property, make sure you do your homework and find out maybe where you do want to send either these mailers that we're creating, or these postcards that we're sending out, or even just these flyers or emails that are going out for your listing concierge order. Get an idea, and you can have and print out a specific list of people with addresses along with that to send out directly. And again, you have a HomeSpotter ad associated with a listing concierge order. So we can go in any time into HomeSpotter and edit that advertisement that you have. We can choose a specific location to run that ad in. We have a lot of control with all of these pieces in our arsenal. And I know I have a lot of my agents on this call right now. If you have questions about that, or if you want to edit any of that, please reach out to me. We can do it, no problem, and fix it and set it up for you to be the best success that it could possibly be. But with that being said, that just does it, guys. Does anybody have any questions? Heidi, you got a question?